Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Of course, today is Wednesday. It is January the 30th, and yes, it has reached new all-time lows outside for the weather in my region of this wonderful world that we live in, so I will continue to wear warm clothes on the stream and not my nice polos. Thank you for noticing, by the way, in that DM. So today, interesting day, guys. Obviously, here's how my night went. I was up very late. Because as the members of the premium group know, I've been hard at work putting the finishing touches on my indicators. And when I say indicators, they're not indicators per se. It is a strategy. It is a fully fleshed strategy that can be automated. It is a disciplined, objective trading strategy. In fact, I have 3 of them that I've been working on for over a year now. And just recently in the last few, 2 of them have been fine. The implementation has been something that I've been working on. But the third one, finding the best metrics for profitability, was more of a eureka moment over the last 2 months. Been something that I've been playing around with, honestly, years and years, actually, trying to find the exact right way to utilize this tool in my personal trading. And just like Archimedes running down the streets, dripping in bathwater to say that he had figured out how to measure volume, it just hit me. And this just comes with experimentation and practice and implementing and playing and using settings. And, you know, and one of the things that I just want to say is that when you're looking for a trading strategy that's going to work for you, when you're looking for a trading discipline that's going to work for you, an implementation, an executable strategy, you have to put in your 1,000 hours, guys. There's just no way to avoid it. You do have to do trial and error and testing and back testing and paper trading and constant adjustment to find an objective, measurable system that works for you. A lot of what we do on the stream is analysis. A lot of what we do is general analysis. People will ask me to look at charts. I will do my general charting on them. I will do my analysis. And I will use my experience in the market to determine whether I think they're going up based on metrics or not. That's quite different from, and that's helpful for determining long-term directional trends and attempting to get on the right side of a winning trade. But as far as executable strategy on the 5-minute chart, on the 1-hour chart, on the daily chart, you always want to have your go-to method. And that method needs to look like this. If this, then that. If this situation occurs, then I do this. No questions asked, no hesitation, no analysis paralysis. You simply have a strategy. You have determined that your strategy is profitable over the long term, whether or not any individual trade is a winner or a loser, that the overall strategy is profitable. You have within that strategy risk management. You have within that strategy profit-taking metrics. You have within that strategy entry, whether you're ladder entering, market entering, however you desire to do it. Just make sure that you have back-tested your strategy sufficiently to determine that it is profitable in the long run and that you're confident in its system and you've tested it enough to know to have justification for that confidence. So let's see here. Twitch dead. Interessant. Interessant. Es weiß nicht warum. Das ist sehr interessant. Interesting. Sorry, guys. Just trying to figure out what's going on with Twitch real quick. Probably nothing we can do about it, because then I'd have to restart the stream, and I hate doing that. Then I've got to redo everything, and so I guess no Twitch for today, guys. We'll just I'll look into it after the stream. Dankeschön, Jasper. Ich spreche ein kleiner Deutsch. All right, guys. Let's see here. I want to say good morning to the chat, guys. Jasper, Podnuts, how you doing, my good man? Kyle Mitchell, what's going on, my friend? Kenneth Burmeister, Mark D, Rick Schmitz, Stream Elements, good to see the bot in here. Scott, what's going on? Crypto Future, Crypto House, what's up? Ian Nut Valentine, and we've also got Satoshi Nakafoto, man. What's going on, dude? Huh, interesting. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks so much for hopping on that. Let's go ahead and report that. Jeez. I mean, not the most popular person in the world, but geez. Woo. Hey, Nitin, good to see you. CBN5, Sanji, Flad P, good to see you guys. Good morning to you. Oh, man, it is. Yeah, it's below zero here. Yeah, I think it's supposed to down. Last night, I think it got down to 50 below with the wind chill. So just absolutely ridiculous. Good afternoon, guys. Yeah, we'll follow up on BNB and XLM. Let's check those out. Alex, dude. Do I feel safe with my cash on the exchanges? So I do have a portfolio that is larger than cryptocurrency, although I focus mostly on my almost all of my active trading on cryptocurrency, because that's the life that I've chosen. And I do have long-term, quite deep rooted faith in Bitcoin. I think there will be other elements of cryptocurrencies that are going to be fascinating and evaluate. But yeah, nothing. I'm not. Ooh, Twitch might be working now. Twitch might be working now. We'll see. Okay. But do I feel safe with my cash on the exchanges? Well, if overnight all my money on exchanges were to disappear, it would hurt. I would be okay. I still have the largest portion of my capital allocated for investment in Bitcoin in the long term. I trade with about 30% of my portfolio. So would it hurt? Yeah, definitely. It definitely hurt. But I wouldn't be devastated. So yeah. It depends on what exchange though. Would I feel safe with my funds on Cryptopia? No, not so much. Would I feel safe with my money on KuCoin or one of these other crap exchanges? No, not so much. Do I feel pretty safe with my funds on Binance, Coinbase, BitMEX? Yeah. Insofar as I can. But that's an upfront risk that I'm willing to take, and I understand that risk. So it all comes down to your personal risk tolerance, man, and how you manage your own money. All right. Let's head over to the charts, guys. Let's get into this. Let's head over to the charts, and then I've got some interesting news to talk about this morning. So we're going to be talking about obviously the XRP pump, the XRP pump. Got some interesting articles here on the fact that the Ethereum blockchain, nobody's using the dApps, and who is using the TRX dApps and the EOS dApps. We'll do a little bit of speculation. We'll do a little bit of talk about the XRP pump as far as the Swift R3 news announcement. And then I want to talk about Fidelity's custodianship launching here in Q1 of 2019. And also we will finish up with talking about the fact that Cryptopia was hacked again. Literally just hacked again. Like, people topped up their accounts on Cryptopia after they got hacked for $16 million, which, by the way, was like 8 times more than Cryptopia reported was hacked from them. And then they just got hacked again. Like, Jesus. Excuse my French, but come on, guys. Seriously. All right, let's go to the spot price. Okay. Starting out with Bitcoin and the dollar. Sorry, running a little bit behind here. So let me get all the normal stuff on here. Sorry, guys. Okay, interesting. All right, so we'll start off with the daily as we do. Nothing obviously has changed on the weekly. So if we do look at the daily, nothing super positive yet on the daily, all right? Still, if we zoom in here and see what we're going on, still being governed by that 8-period exponential moving average. Have not been able to break over that yet. Didn't really get some strong capitulation volume. Although, you know, as we're common to say around here, you do want to be doing your buying on big red candles, and you do want to be doing your selling on big green candles. It's counterintuitive, but if you start to practice that strategy, you'll generally do well. If you're looking at buying overbought, oversold conditions, which would be counter trading, there are other ways to trade, which is counter trend trading, confirmation trading. But if you're generally looking for highest R to R, it is to be buying low and selling high. When you're catching a trend, you have the potential to have a massive win over the long term, because you can hopefully, but you have to catch a trend that's going to be very strong. And the odds of that happening at the current moment in time in Bitcoin are unlikely. So I'm potentially a little optimistic about this movement right here. Not fully committed, but I gave it the benefit of the doubt. So last night, this is how my night went. I went to bed very late. I was up till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, my time. Working. I've been just working like a mad hatter, honestly, on my strategies. I want to get them fully. The goal is we're going to have them fully fleshed out. Well, I mean, they are fleshed out, but it's just getting all the bugs worked out. We're currently stress testing them on the exchanges right now. In automation, making sure that everything works as possible, because the way that this particular strategy works is not like your traditional indicator. It is a fully fleshed strategy. Because the way that it interprets a call, the way that it executes a trade is not based off your traditional OHLC data, we have to ensure that minute-to-minute execution is 100%. And so far it is. But I've been back testing this. I've been working on this for over a year. I've been back testing this for several months now. And I'm going to future test it for at least 2 more months. While we're also in the back end developing the VPS server to run the automated trading off of. And then that will be available to subscribers as well. So looking forward to sharing that with them. I've been really proud of this. And again, and I apologize, this is going to sound like BS, but I'm not going to reveal what it is. I'm not going to tell anybody. Again, I've been working on this for over a year. This is my secret sauce. This is my way to trade. This is, I've determined that it catches It successfully catches almost all big moves. It very, 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 very rarely stop losses out. In fact, the back testing of trades, the last 752 trades that I back tested it on, you only had 3 stop losses for minimal losses. So it was very difficult for me to come about this. Again, this will be available to subscribers on a private access basis. I will lock the script. They will have access to it. They can implement it. They can use it. But I'm not gonna share my secrets, guys. Sorry. I've worked too hard on this. This is literally, you turn it on and it makes you money. And it took me 10,000 hours to design it, and I'm not giving it up. So, but we will do analysis. So, daily chart right here, Bitcoin USD. Still being governed by the 8-period exponential moving average. We've got a pretty significant gnarly resistance cluster coming in here. This level of consolidation that we recently broke down from. Now, we did put in a nice candle. We did put in a nice reversal candle here on the daily right here at that 3380 level that I told you about, guys. If you guys recall, so apparently they're all just over here on the XBT chart because I was doing stuff with, sorry, let's get rid of this stuff right here. Sorry, guys. I was just doing a lot of experimentation last night. As we talked about, actually on spot price. So yeah, sorry, all this stuff's all over the place. My bad, guys. But as we were talking about last night on spot price, we did have 3 significant areas of interest coming in on the volume profile. The first level on MEX price was 33.90. On spot price, it was 33.80. That was the first level of support. Why? It was the high volume node. You had a little bit of previous resistance over here, a little bit of consolidation. That was the first area we could have seen price get picked up at. And it did. And it did absolutely get picked up there. Then we have the ultimate downside entries for the long positions at 32.25 and 31.21 on MEX. Coming over here to spot price. Coming over to spot price, we see something very similar. 32.40 holding that level down. That would be the next downside support level. And then I will also be looking actually to accumulate at the swing low. And then I'll be managing my risk 1 ATR on the daily below the swing low. And again, it depends on the manner in which we approach, but that's my current plan, is accumulation in this zone right here, and then looking for that retest of resistance. I think that's the highest R to R trade. I will not be shorting into the breakdown, as I think just about everybody else will do. And do I have the potential to be wrong? Yes, I do, but I've accepted that risk up front, and I feel it is the most valid trade in this measure. I don't think that we're going to go below 3,000 anytime soon, guys. And again, I could be wrong. You guys can tell me how stupid I am. Again, you know, one thing, guys, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like what I'm doing, man, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you don't like what I'm doing, you know, make sure you let me know. All I ask is that you leave constructive criticism. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And that's trading. It's, you know, can we just be honest? We're all gamblers. Okay. We're gamblers. The idea is, just like with professional gamblers, like poker players and card counters, you attempt to enter into any game stacking the odds in your favor. And that's what I have hopefully accomplished. That's why I've been able to do this for quite a while. So if we look at the daily chart, we're also below the point of control 36.21. So that's going to be coming up our first key area of resistance right there. And we do have this first short-term target around 35.38. Now, I would set my goals. Here for a retest of the 21 exponential and around this range of the point of control. So around that 3580, low $3,600 level. That's the area I'm going to be targeting. Again, last night, again, I said I fell asleep very late, went to bed very late, and then couldn't sleep. So I turned on Death Note and it drowned out music, and I fell asleep to that. So wait, yeah, light yagging me if you're listening. Kudos. And then my alarm went off like a fire siren, and that was to alert me that XRP was pumping. So by the time I was able to get to my computer, I didn't really want anything to do with it. I don't like to show up late to the party, but I saw that XBT and ETH hadn't moved, so I went ahead and I went long on them. I went long on XBT and ETH, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see where it goes. I set my trailing stop to 2% on each of them, roughly. And as I woke up this morning, I see that my ETH USD trailing stop is in profit. So, you know, worst case scenario, it's a small winner. And XBT still a little bit negative. XBT really hasn't moved much since my entry. Gone up a little bit, came back down. It's right at entry. So, but for the moment in time, I'm going to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt, especially. And you know what that showed me is that, I mean, the buyers are there, guys. We know the buyers are there, but when you see something like what XRP put on, you know, just, you know, very, very, very volatile movement in a very short period of time, you know that the buyers are there. Only problem is they're buying the wrong thing. Moving on. All right. So First things to get excited about, if we can get above this 8 daily exponential moving average, really keeping our eyes on that 21. You can see that the 8 does govern and give you general direction. You can see it's curling down. You can see it's getting a little bit more extreme. The 21 starting to curl down now as well. We had a brief little bit of a rally right here when we were in bullish territory right here. And we talked about earlier, what were your exit signals right here to know that this was not going to be a breakout, that this was actually going to be a breakdown. A rejection from resistance. And we were talking about metrics such as bull bear income. In fact, this recent rally right here, let's get the short positions off the map. And let's just put bull bear income. You can find this information on bitger.com. And then just select Bitcoin and select trading sentiment. This is extremely useful information, guys, because this measures not just long and short positions, but the profitability of those positions. And as we talked about, as we can see here, when we have a spike in bear income, when we have a spike in the profitability of shorts, well, the exchanges decide, hey, guys, you're going to have to give some of that money back, and price goes up. As you can see here. So if you basically just would have just counter traded this every single time, you would have done quite well. So as you can see here on the chart, and I'm not going to roll my mouse over it because otherwise it's going to obfuscate the data that I'm trying to look at. But if we just look here on the left side of the screen, beginning down here at the bottom with that yellowish line, with that tannish line, we can see that as the histogram rises up and reaches a zenith, that is the green line, which is measuring actual Bitcoin price. We see a bottom in price. And we see a spike in the yellow at the bottom, which is the percentage, or excuse me, the USD amount of shorts in profit, right? The total net amount of profit for short positions. And we can see that when that spikes up, when that reaches a zenith, price goes up, price reverses. Because again, what is the psychology of individuals in winning positions? Generally, you have to think about this. What would you do right now if you had shorted Bitcoin from 4,000? And you're sitting here right now and you see a green daily candle and you're not sure, and you saw Ripple just pump, what are you likely to do? I mean, you're in gangbuster profit. What do you do? Are you going to be greedy? Are you going to get wrecked? You're just going to move your stop down? You're going to lose 50% of your profit? So you're going to let price go up to your stop? What are you going to do? You're probably going to take profit. Traders get emotionally insecure about their positions and they take profit when they're profitable. Now, so what we've established here is that a trader, more often than not, once he becomes profitable, will look to take profit, okay? Once shorts are profitable, they will look to cover. It is very rare that you have a trader, no offense, who is willing to hold on tight and ride his position down. Very, 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 very few people had the nerve to short from 6,000 to 3,000. Very few. Everybody got out at they're like shorted at 6,000. They saw a big, a big red candle, and then they saw a little intraday spike, and they're like, get out, that's my phone. Here's a quick tip, guys, and this is my metric, and sometimes, and again, the point here is that sometimes, and it's not always the same, but this is a good rule to follow. If you are in a profitable position and you see price move against you, there's a few things that you want to look at. Okay. Did we come into contact with significant resistance or support, depending on which direction you're trading? Did we come into contact with significant resistance or support, whatever metric you're using, whether you're using Ichimoku or exponential moving averages or simple moving averages or horizontal support and resistance or trend lines, whatever. In your analysis, did we come into contact with significant resistance or support on high volatility, on high volume? If not, then likely the best thing that you should do is wait for price. So let's assume that you're in a long position and you're profitable. And, price just kind of stalls and kind of goes sideways a little bit and then dips down and then up and then starts dipping down a little bit more. And you're worried. But you didn't see that price came into contact with significant resistance on high volatility. So without a significant change in volume or sentiment, the trend is unlikely to change. Remember that. Just remember that. Keep that in the back of your head. Without a significant change in volume or sentiment, the trend is unlikely to change. So if you have not seen that, and if you have not seen a significant movement off of resistance, if you're long, then what you should probably do is wait for a previous low to be broken, right? So if price is moving up, stalls, establishes a low, moves up, establishes a low, moves up, establishes a low. you don't want to panic sell as soon as price moves back down below you. You do want to wait until price closes below that most recent low. That might be confirmation that the trend might be reversing on lazy volume, which can happen. But you just want to wait. And yes, will you lose some profit that way? Yes, you will. Will you be losing anxiety because now you kind of have a general metric of if this, then that, which is what you need to be a successful trader and not spend 12 hours a day in front of the charts freaking the hell out all the time? Like seriously, if everything you do is subjective, you're not going to be a successful trader. You're going to drive yourself crazy with worry, anxiety, and stress. You're not going to be able to execute. You're going to have analysis paralysis with every single little movement or trade that you do. It's just not going to go well for you. It's not. You need to have an objective, rationalized, if this, then that strategy. It's very simple. And that's what separates an analyst from a trader. Just so you guys know that. All right, so as we can see here, every time we see a spike in the profitability of any position, the market is likely to reverse to the other side because it likely indicates a local top or bottom. So you can see here, right here in this area, when Bitcoin did make it all the way up close here to 4,100, this last little top, we had a big spike in bull profitability, and what happened? The market reversed. We get a little spike right here. We get this nice spike from 3,600, 3,500 to about 3,700. We see a spike in bull profitability and price reverses. And what do we see now? We see a local bottom right here. This local bottom at around 33.77. And what do we see down here in bear income? We see a little tiny little node of bear income. So no clear data for trading this right now, at least on the monthly look back. If we do go to the 7-day, which can give us a little bit clearer information, yes, we do see we do see the information right there. If we look at the recent time data right here, we can see the profitability of the bears right here. And what happened? Price started going up. So this is very useful information to be basing your trades off of. So, but what do we see right now? We see a little bit of bull profitability. So what could that incur? Price is likely to potentially move down. All right. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep it calm and smash it a like. Thank you so much, man. Thanks so much, Dice. All right, guys. So, yeah, coming up to that first significant resistance area. So here's what I'm going to be watching here on spot. I'm going to be looking for, on the intraday time frame, I'm going to be looking for this node right here, this level right here to hold, this 3380. I have to watch and wait for confirmation and see if we actually do end up getting a daily close below this HVN. If we get a daily close, because you can see here, we have not closed below that level. We wick down below it, and that's what you want to see. On the daily or the higher time frame bases, the HVNs are respected by closing basis. You will see liquidity grabs. You will see intraday wicks down into LVNs. Why? Because that's where people are placing their stop losses, because those LVNs are usually in places above or below swing lows. So, one strategy to implement is if you're looking to buy, if you're coming up on an HVN, is potentially don't set your buy at the HVN. Potentially set it a little bit below because you're expecting a liquidity grab. So if you're looking to be a trader who catches wicks, you show your screen, you show your trader buddies or whatever, and you're like, dude, look, price wick down to 33.72, and I got in at 33.74. Oh my God. Well, it's kind of a way to do that. All right, so I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the bulls for now until we close that daily below that level, and we'll just see how this develops, right? Now, no big significant spike in volume, but when I see something like with XRP, I'm going to give the market the benefit of the doubt. Now, the backup plans, just like I said, take the small loss if it goes down. It'll actually be a break even because my Ethereum trade's already in profit, so it's whatever, man. If we fall back down, I'm going to be looking to accumulating at 32.40, 31.22, and then I'm going to see the volatility of the intraday wick down below and potentially look to maybe even market buy in a little bit right here. And again, I do not like ladder buying if you don't have a plan, but I have a plan. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we'll see how this plays out, guys. If we can get here, if we can get all the way back up here, again, we've got two levels of resistance to get over. We've got this HVN that we're coming up on right here. This previous breakdown level right here. This consolidation zone of heavily traded volume, which we did break down from. So it is going to be a little difficult for Bitcoin to break that zone. But if we can get above that 21 and the point of control, then I don't really see anything stopping us back from testing 38.37 right here. Oh, I mean, we have to. I mean, so that would be those are my goals right now. My goals are if the long position works out, which again, it's a gamble, but I'm going to be targeting this area of first resistance right here around that 3580 level. And then I'm going to be targeting around 3800. All right. And then we'll just see what happens. I know that, you know, I pay attention to what other trading groups do, generally to counter trend trade them often, because I don't know, man. If you listen, I know I'm biased, right? I know I'm biased, and listen, the guys in the premium trading group are fantastic mates, man. I love being able to work with these gentlemen every single day. I appreciate every single one of you. But there's a bunch of other trading groups out there, guys. You know, I want you to go with whatever is going to suit you the best. But I just will tell you that, you know, as you know, as market research investment, you know, I subscribe to a lot of these other trading groups to see what they do, and they suck. The large majority of them absolutely suck. I have no idea what they're doing. Shorting every bottom, longing every top. They did fantastic in the bear market, or they did fantastic in the bull market, but they're amateurs, most of them. Now, I do want to give, I won't name them, but there are a few of you guys out there, and we know each other personally. You guys are obviously skilled traders and chartists. You come from Forex. We knew you there. Some of you come from traditional options. I knew some of you there. You guys are doing a pretty bang up job. All right. But you know, there's like 90 Telegram groups, right? They're all anonymous. You don't know their names. They have weird handles like, I don't know yeah, that'd sound racist, but it doesn't matter. You don't know who these people are, right? I'm here every day. You can find me on Facebook. It is what it is. All right, guys, I've been doing this for a long time. All right. Anyways, moving on. Let's go to ETH. Let's go check out Mr. Ethereum. Yeah, so Ethereum actually having a little bit more of a rally than Bitcoin right here. We had talked about the support zone right here. Again, this HVN level right here. We had two nodes that we were talking about potentially picking up. And I said I did not pick up on the way down. So foolish me, whatever, it is what it is. But I just didn't like the way everything looked. Didn't look like we were going to get a bounce, but we did. Cool. Like to see it. So I did market buy-in, a little late to the party. It's okay. So what are we looking at for here? Well, we've got the point of control coming in at 116.44. That's also going to give us some nice confluence there with our 21 daily EMA. So currently being governed by the 8 EMA. So again, if we can get above that, then I'm very confident that we're actually going to hit this level right here. So giving the benefit of the doubt to the bulls, likely to see a little bit of an intraday pullback right now. As we can see here, if we go to the hourly chart, everything's just kind of stalling out. But we are holding that upper support level kind of well. And currently, as you can see here, let's zoom out just a little bit. Yeah. Currently just kind of consolidating and battling with that upper HVN. You can see we were down in this HVN consolidation right here. We broke out with that nice higher low. And this, I talk about this all the time, guys. Like, this is probably the most important breakout pattern that I see. You know, price makes a bottom, price makes a higher low. After testing resistance, so we have resistance right here, right? You can see resistance very clearly right here. Whether you want to denote it by this HVN, you can see it clearly here on the HVN, or whether you're just using horizontal support and resistance right here. I mean, I'm not crazy, right? That's fairly easy to see, right? This is the hourly chart. You know, you can call it the 21 exponential moving average on the hourly, whatever you want to call it, right? But you've got resistance right here. You go down and make a low. You make a higher low. You test resistance again, and then you make a higher low, and you come up to resistance. Look at this. This is the key point right here. You come up to resistance on low volatility. If you come up to resistance on low volatility, that is actually a sign of strength. I know that's counterintuitive to what a lot of you have been taught, or what a lot of you are going to hear. But when you approach resistance on high volatility, it likely means that buyers have been exhausted and that price is going to reject. If you approach resistance on low volatility and low volume, it means there's plenty in the chamber for a break. All right. Now I was sleeping. I wasn't able to catch this. It is what it is. All right. So we'll give Ethereum the benefit of the doubt here, consolidating at this higher level, and we'll just see what happens. I guess it is a bomb. Jesus. Yeah, I know, Kyle. I know Twitch isn't working, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Got some subscribers. Just got to answer them. All right. Okay, where were we? All right, now let's get into the topic of the day. Let's go look at ZERP. Bum 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 bum. It doesn't really look impressive when you look at it on a big term scale like that. Anyways, let's go look at XRP USDT. Oh, come on, man. I feel like it's okay. I can operate. Okay. All right, so here's XRP USDT. So interesting thing right here. Now, looking at this, what would you want to do? Would you want to short this or would you want to go long? I'll give you guys 5 seconds while I roll through the chat. And yes, Jasper, I do have my coffee. Mark D says Quad Riga 6 exchange effing Canadian. Yes, okay, yep. Word is cracking, and BitMEX are next to go dark. Yeah, BitMEX is already being pretty rough if you're from Eastern Canada. So shout out to the Quebecois up in the chat if you're in there. You guys have fantastic food, but the it's not looking good for the Canadians right now, man. And it's definitely not good for the Americans. Huh, that's weird. I don't know why the chat wasn't working. Hey, see you, bin 5. Hallo von Deutschland, mein Freund. Yep, we're going to look at BNB and XLM. Anna Subai, where am I streaming from? I am streaming from my office. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Liberty, ZERP 2. Yep, we'll definitely look at it. Mark D, don't even talk about how warm it is in Miami, sir. Keep that up. Naughty. Is money coming in or is this a suckers rally? We're going to look at that. I need my crypto to moon so I can move to Florida. What's a good buy for 40 bucks? I don't know. Bitcoin. I'm going to go with Bitcoin. Open interest on BitMEX has been right. Oh, so Kenneth, yes, I do use tensor charts and I do use BitMEX statistics. Open interest, longs and shorts ratios, that bull bear income that I was talking about. I look at a lot. I look at stock twits. So a lot of stuff that actually other traders have helped me develop over the course of the last couple of years, looking at psychology and sentiment. And of course, I had Bennett on the show. He specializes in that. So make sure you go watch that episode on our channel if you haven't watched it. Crypto currently with Bitcoin Trading Challenge. It's a fantastic episode. So yeah, when you see open interest and looking at the market depth ratio is also going to be very helpful. Looking at the bid ask sum, the bid ask sum is very bullish right now. So is the market depth ratio. The market depth ratio was extremely bullish yesterday. And when you see open interest rising, it means that there is more interest in putting on positions, which means more volatility, which means better, more profitable intraday trading is what it practically means to me. It means that if I were so inclined, I can go down to the 30-minute chart, load up my VPSV, and trade fairly profitably if I want to manually trade, or I just turn on my bot and I'm good to go. Hey, AS Aldowski, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. Welcome to the party. ZERP broke out of the inverted head and shoulders last night and now breaking through a 1-hour bull flag. More breakout on ZERP. Anyone got info? I just got here. Yeah, we're about to do ZERP. I was just checking with the thing. Hey, man, thanks for all your content. You're welcome, man. Thank you so much. Have I created a time machine? Dun, 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 dun. Working on it. Bull run. Breaking away from the pack, that's for sure. 13% versus 1.5 for BC. Yeah, for sure. He created a time machine. Yes. One of my friends told me I can trade with his 10 Bitcoin for 1 day, but if I give him 1 Bitcoin, I can choose stop loss exactly 1 Bitcoin. If I profit, boom, I won. But if I lose, yep. Do I have this risk? Hold on. So somebody said that you can trade with his 10 Bitcoins. That sounds like a trap. Don't do it. I don't trade with other people's money. That's actually illegal for one day. But if I give him 1 Bitcoin, I don't know, man. No, don't do that. Don't do that, dude. He says you can trade with his 10 Bitcoins. And if you give him a Bitcoin, you can set a stop loss on the 10 Bitcoins at 1 Bitcoin. So basically, he's not gonna let you lose him any money. Okay, so let me explain if I'm getting this correctly. Let me tell you how you can do this without risk. Okay, so you've got 1 Bitcoin, and this guy over here says, "Hey, buddy, I'll let you trade with 10 Bitcoins, but you're gonna have to give me 1 Bitcoin because if you lose 1 Bitcoin, I'm gonna take my money back and not let you lose any more of my money." But you got to give him the 1 Bitcoin up front. It sounds like, yeah, because hey, that's like $3,500, guys. If I profit, boom, I won. But if I lose, yep, do I have to do this risk? No, you should not do this risk. You know what you should do is go over to BitMEX, Deribit, Kraken, or Bitfinex, where you can trade margin. So you can take that 1 Bitcoin and trade with 10 Bitcoins on your own account without having to give anybody anything. That's what I would highly recommend. How well do you know this guy? Anyways, moving on. Can you comment on open interest for XBT if it means anything? I've noticed when it reaches these levels, something big happens. Well, let's go take a look at tensor charts. This is what was really interesting to me last night, guys. Look at this. Look at that, dude. Look at that. I mean, if any of you guys are unfamiliar with tensor charts, this represents kind of buying climaxes. So this this graphically represents when a lot of buying has taken place. And generally, what you want to do is actually sell when you see that. And that's normally what I do. I use this to counter trend trade, to short-term scalp. So this is the 5-minute chart. So when we see, you can basically see that, whenever you get this, it's a good time to go short. And then whenever you get this, it's a good time to go long. This is a fantastic indicator in and of itself. Now you want to make sure that you have a little bit more to into that, because you can see it's not perfect, but generally, it's pretty bang on, just like most indicators, if you just do what you're supposed to do instead of making it complicated. But I'm just scrolling back in recent history. And we really only saw something kind of like that right here. And what followed after that, we had a little bit of a movement. And then a pretty steep decline. But I have not seen anything like this for a while, man. Like, that was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So, and you can see that what was price doing at that point in time? Doing absolutely nothing. So that means there was a massive sell wall right there. A massive sell wall. And it got chewed up. It got completely chewed up. And then price moved up because there was no sellers to suppress price. So, let's see here. I think I'm going to have to log in to see that stuff, and I don't actually want to do that on the stream. So I might not be able to. Yeah, I might not be able to do that, man. Because this is just this is my streamer browser. This is my streamer browser right here. So I'll get that loaded up and we'll look at it next time. But in general, what open interest tells me is that if there's rising open interest and price is moving up, there's more active interest in selling it. And if we go look at, let's go look at the market depth ratio on vcdepth.io. Okay, so top 24-hour MDR, hot, holo, and BNB. And we look at within 5%, which is going to tell us a little bit more short-term price, and we see that the MDR is actually up 25.83%, which means there's 25. The buy to sell ratio, the bid to ask ratio is 25%, almost 26% more bullish now. Overall, and in the last 24 hours, it's risen 6.42%. In fact, the MDR is quite higher on Bitcoin than Ethereum, and Ripple's kind of dying out. Yeah, we see that the MDR on Ripple has actually gone down in the last 24 hours. Looking at the bid-ask sum real quick here on Bitcoin, we can see that it remains to be quite bullish within 5% of price. Here's Coinbase, quite bullish on Coinbase, very bullish on Finex, actually. Very bullish on Finex, just absolutely bullish on Finex. But if we look at BitMEX, it's a little negative. Yeah, it's negative on BitMEX. So, looking for a little bit of a short-term pullback on BitMEX, but the fact that but you have to put the majority of your weight on the spot prices because that's what the price is going to be indexed off of. So if people are trying to mess with the mark price, then it's not going to generally work well for them. Looking at overall sentiment on stock twits, and they are twits, let me tell you, 53.1% bullish. So we've had a flip in sentiment to the upside, and I wouldn't be looking for an extreme reversal until we get something like a 60%. Is typically the way that I like to do that. And looking at tensor charts, do we see, yeah, we've got some big sell walls right here, guys. Big sell walls coming in right around that 34.90, this area right there. This is whale volume right here, that 34.95. So time will tell if this is going to be price suppression or if we are going to break through this. But it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. We're going to move sideways here. And if we don't break down, we're going to have to test this area quite a few times to break through this, unless this is spoofing and this gets pulled. So that's one thing that you do want to be watching for when you see something like this. The opportunity that this is reaccumulation for anybody that missed the movement is always a potential. So for the meantime, you can drive yourself kind of crazy with all that analysis paralysis. So in the meantime, I'm just going to stay in my long position. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. If I get stopped out, I'm going to go here. All right. Oh, so back to ZERP. I know, being a piece of crap. Moving on. Thank you so much, Crypto Raid 7656. I try to provide useful information, man. Jake Rezio, damn, I missed the alert. I'm late to the party. It's all good, man. Plenty of time here. Hey, Wasborn, good to see you, man. Thanks so much, Fox. Hey, I know there's nothing I can do about Twitch, man. It's just not working. It's not doing what I want it to, unfortunately. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. That was kind of a gnarly one. Pardon me. Okay. A little sip of coffee. And Bcash, short X5, short XRP. All right, good answers, guys. Can you look at Chainlink? Did it finish retracing? Yes. Nothing here. I'll wait. XRP is juicy for a short. Can I look at Neo, VeChain, Miami Lit? Is Kraken just as useful as BitMEX? No, but it's okay, especially if you want to use something legally. What indicator is the bar set up on the right? That is volume profile, visible range. No short, no long wait. We can go both ways here. Todd, I like that answer. Agree, do nothing with XRP now. Astro Rev, that's fine. Yep. ZERP. He is just going to take his one Bitcoin. Yep. I am new in this world. Hello, everyone. Hey, AS. Glad to see you, man. Hey, Caribbean Crypto Show. What's going on? Got in on the Gartley harmonic pattern by $2. Hey, right on, Rich Schmitz. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All right. Okay. So let's look at the daily here. Let's do the daily analysis. And actually here, since ZERP, since most of us are going to be trading, XRP H19, let's look at XRP BTC. Okay. So. Here are my initial thoughts, guys. So ZERP putting in a pretty significant double top pattern right here, right? Double top pattern right here. And again, without a significant change in volume or sentiment, we're likely to hold on. We got to take all this stuff off the chart, man. You just got to look at price action first. Otherwise, there's just too much stuff here, man. So let's just look at ZERP Bitcoin. Okay, so big term picture. ZERP is at the 50% of its trading range right here. So as we can see right here, if we just take... let's do a Fibonacci retracement, and I know I get a lot of complaints. Your Fibonacci retracements are fucking crazy, dude. Well, whatever, man. It's all good, dude. Hey, you're entitled to your opinion. Okay, so where are we at? So overall, here's what ZERP did. ZERP came down overall on the entire movement from ZERP Bitcoin, and this is just charting Binance. I know that there's more data available on something like Poloniex, but I prefer to chart on Binance because there's more volume. So, and volume moves the markets. So from swing low to swing high, we do have, and let me make sure that that's actually, let's make sure that that's okay. Good. So from swing low to swing high, where did price come all the way down to? Price did come down to the 786. This would have been an excellent time to buy. And if we go ahead and throw on the volume profile, we can see that we had the indication to buy right there. We had previous resistance over here. We had consolidation right at this point, right before Ripple really went on, ZERP really went on its moon mission. So, come on, why are you freezing up my mouse now? Okay. So we know that this is now support. We know that that is super, super strong support. So that would have been the excellent time to buy back in August of 2018. And as you can see, what does price do as it comes to this level? Again, you do want to wait. You do want to wait for confirmation. What was the confirmation to wait for? Well, the confirmation could have either been, you see that if we zoom in here, man, what's going on with my mouse, dude? Okay. You can see here on the chart, and hopefully you guys can see this. I apologize if it's a little scrunched. But you do have this secondary HVN coming right in here that formed a little bit of local resistance. You also have a little bit of horizontal resistance here. So just as I said earlier, if you would have been in a short position on XRP throughout most of 2018, when do you know to exit your position? Well, you're not. If you look at what's going on here, you would have been out here because let's zoom in here. Let's zoom into XRP and let's hide stuffs. Okay, let's hide stuffs. And style, and we're going to turn off point of control and developing point of control. Okay, so stuffs is happening here. Okay, so let's say you enter into a short, whatever your trend confirmation is. In this case, could have been anything. Could have been this EMA crossover. Could have been this. It doesn't matter. Whatever your metric for entering into the short was. But if you look at what price is doing, you're just making lower highs. So even though this is a little scary, right? You're in a short position. You don't know what's going to happen. You get this. Don't exit your position. Just hold on to your balls. And until price, again, there's nothing wrong with taking profits here. You've got a double test of support. You've got an HVN here on the volume profile. It's all good. And of course, you don't know that it's going to be as significant of an HVN back here in the past because this is also taking in recent data as well. But there's nothing wrong with taking profits. But then until you make higher highs, you look at all rallies in a bear market to short. So you enter into a short around this area. You come down here. You stutter step a little bit. Do you make a higher high? Nope. Do you make a higher high? No. Do you make a higher high? Yeah, you kind of do right here. And right here, you kind of break above your recent resistance right here. So this is a good indication to be out of the short that you would have put on here. And then you put in a little bit of a top right here, get a little bit of rejection. You put on your short again. Are you making a higher high here? Should you be out of your position? No. And then you would have been able to capture all this. Higher high? No. Higher high? No. Higher high? No. Higher high right here. Yep. All right, let's go. And this is when you're in. This is when you're in your long. All right. And in this case, you probably would have been out on the double test of resistance, and then you would have hoped to get the oversold signal to get in right here. But then now, at least at this point, now your metric changes. Lower low? Nope. Lower low? Nope. Lower low? Nope. 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 Lower low? Maybe. Maybe you would have been out of your long at that point in time, and you would have missed this. So let's look at what's going on now. So XRP BTC just coming back. If we go back to that Fibonacci retracement, XRP coming back and struggling to poke its head back above that 618 Fibonacci retracement. And geez, if I could just get rid of all those lines because they are really cluttering the chart. And I think I'm going to do so. Let's just get rid of them. All right. So what do we know? Sorry. Oh, shoot. Hey, what's going on? Zoom, Coco. If ZERP tops 77 cents, will I turn bullish? What's it trading at right now? K7 Jixer. Yeah, I think if we top 77 cents, man, I'll definitely be bullish, man. You know, man, I love your comments to the chat. I really do. All right. Hey Darren, hey, good to see you, man. Yeah, let me check real quick for you since I got you on the stream. Why not? Dun, 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 dun. Checking out PayPal right now. I got you, man. Let me make sure I got your email. Yep, I got it right there, man. Let me finish with the show, and I'll get you all onboarded, man. Thank you for joining the team, brother. Join the XRP cult. Listen, guys, I wish I could, man. I wish I could. Wish I could. We'll get into that when we get into the news. So let's just get into it here. So if we do look at the HVN, we've kind of broken above kind of the last area of resistance that XRP has here. So now we don't have any more metrics now for our HVNs, and we're just running off of. We're going to have to find other metrics to help us out because now we're entering the territory of LVNs, and now all we have is horizontal support and resistance, and all we have is going to be exponential moving averages and Fibonacci retracement. So as we talked about, typically the strategy is, so let's talk about Fibonacci strategy real quick. So common Fibonacci strategy, hopefully I got that top right. So just to make sure, I'll bring it over here. Common Fibonacci strategy is to buy the 618 and target the 236, is to buy the 786 and target the 382. All right. So, oh, sorry, we actually did hit the 886. I'm crazy. Oh, that's why. That's why. Silly magnet mode. Okay, so you look to buy the 618, you target the 236. You buy the 786, you target the 382, which, so for the long-term target of having bought in right here at 786 means your target is still 14,290 Satoshis. So what are we still putting in here? XRP still putting in higher lows on the daily, lower highs. A little bit of price contracting right at about the median line of that range and right around that significant point of control right here, right around that significant point of control. So we are in a critical area for me. I mean, look how this area has really governed XRP's price. This area significantly governed XRP's price. I mean, this level right here is like Bitcoin 6,000, but you can see, unlike Bitcoin, Ripple did not stay above its point of control very long. Ripple just went boop, parabolic, came back down, did a double tap, broke down, consolidated, came back up. Nope, down, nope, down, up, maybe. Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? What is going to, above the point of control, daily closes above the point of control, you have to be bullish. If price is above the point of control, then you have to be bullish. But just look at the stutter stepping of the bulls. I mean, if we're gonna go target the 382 and the 236, if we're really gonna make a moon mission here, guys, if we really are, then we're at the point where it needs to happen. But what can just happen here, guys, is consolidation at this point of control for quite a long time. So what would be bullish, K7 Jixer, to answer your question, would be a higher weekly close. Like one higher weekly close would be nice to see. Would be nice to see. So let's assume that we're going on Sir Moon mission. Then we do have the Fibonacci target up here at 14,219. So we'll just go ahead and put that on the chart. 14,219 weekly time frame, daily time frame. Dun 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 dun. Let's go, baby. And I mean, really, if you're trading the weekly time frame, your stop loss was here, and now you would most likely be pulling your stop loss up here. All right. Sorry, so 14, let's get that in the right area. 14,219. Thank you, sir. 14219 and 7731. Let's just say 234 7731. Yeah. So anytime you would have bought the 786, you wait for price to form a higher low. Form a higher low, you move your stop loss to the low of your recent low, especially if you would have bought the 786 here. And now your stop has to stay here. I'm using the volume profile. I'm using the VPVR now to move my stop loss up for this. So now we're back in this consolidation range, right at the point of control, right at the 618 Fibonacci retracement. Honestly, if we're just using candle body closes instead of wicks, which I do not believe is the appropriate way to measure a Fibonacci retracement, we're right about that 50% area. But you can just see on the higher time frames how critical of an area this is for Ripple. Now, I will say this. Let's be consistent in my analysis. What have I said about approaching resistance on low volatility? What have I said about approaching resistance on low volatility? I also said without a significant change in volume or sentiment, we're unlikely to see a change in the dominant trend. So look what we see here. We have an uptrend. We have a blow off top in volume right here, and then we enter into a downtrend. No significant change in volume until when? Bump, 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 bump. 786 Fibonacci retracement, gentlemen. Let's go. And what's happening now? Approaching resistance on higher lows. Moving up to test resistance, movement up to test resistance, pulled back higher low, moving up to test resistance. Not a higher low, but we'll accept it, sir. Thank you very much. Low volume, low volatility, hanging out at resistance. Should we say it, guys? Should we go bullish on Ripple? Should we go bullish on ZERP? I mean, Jesus Christ, you guys know how much I don't like ZERP from a fundamental perspective, but I do have to be logically consistent in my analysis. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, guys. I'll see you at 14,219. There we go. Where's my wheelchair guy? There we go. I like it too. Sorry. Now, let's talk about practical execution on the daily time frame. I don't like to enter on big green candles. It's just a general rule of mine, especially approaching a resistance level in high volatility. So let's just be patient. Let's get a little bit above this and wait for a healthy pullback, and then we'll look to take a trade. But yeah, fuck it, guys. Let's do it. I like it. I do have to be logically consistent in my analysis, and so I put my money where my mouth is. So we'll see it. Alrighty then. Next. Okay, so we're going to segue into the news briefly. Yeah, we're going to segue into the news that I want to talk about. Segue into the news, and then we'll get back and we'll talk about BNB and Stellar Lumens. And we'll continue with the chat, guys. No, I have not joined the ZERP cult, but so we are waiting for breakup. ZERP, let's smash that like if you truly see value on this channel. Thank you so much, Dice. You're good, man. What's your price prediction for the end of the year? BTC and XRP. I don't really do that, man, but just looking at those technical charts, you can see that I do now have a price target for ZERP if I'm just being logically consistent with my method of analysis on the higher time frames. Can you please explain how we can add the point of control in TradingView? Yeah, sure. Sorry, I'll explain that real quick. Going on a musical adventure. All right, so if you do have the TradingView Pro account or greater, what you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is go to this indicator button. And if you're in the Super Secret Boys Club, i.e. paid TradingView account, you'll see volume profile right here, guys. Volume profile. You'll see fixed range, session volume, and visible range. You're going to click on visible range. is going to bring up this lovely indicator right here. All I've done is change the graphics. Here are my settings for the VPVR, not a state secret. Volume profile, show values, not really necessary. I do click show values so I can see the point of control, for example, which I do like to see. Width of the box, this just is how wide your volume bars are going to stick out. So, just to, sometimes if they're getting in my way and I'm annoyed, I'll change that to 15%, sometimes 20%, that's kind of personal preference. All I've done is change the point of control to gold because it is important like gold. And here's what you're looking at here. Point of control, POC. That'll put the point of control on your chart. Developing point of control is very important too. And developing value area is also, these are all very, very great tools, man. You can just use developing value area as a Bollinger Band, a better Bollinger Band. Buy support, short resistance. Buy support, short resistance. All things to play around with, guys. So normally when I'm doing my own personal analysis, I keep that stuff off the chart. But I do like to have the point of control on there for an easy frame of reference, guys. And then all I've done is changed up volume to white and down volume to black, et cetera, et cetera. Grayed out the less significant value area. And then I use number of rows 120. Okay. Okay, back to the news, because I do want to talk about this. It is some interesting stuff. It's 1:10. All right. We'll start over here with the less exciting news. So the Ethereum blockchain undergoes massive cryptocurrency gambling exodus. So here's the thing, guys. This is why I am fundamentally bullish on Bitcoin and fundamentally, I don't really give a fuck on Ethereum. Now, I think that Ethereum is a wonderful project, guys. I really do think it is. I think it's a fantastic science experiment. It's looking to do some fantastic things with computer innovation, lots of cool programming. I'm actually learning how to program games in Solidity, all right? Just as a side project. You always got to stay busy. Always got to keep your mind sharp, guys. Doesn't mean I'm any good at it, but it does mean it's something that I'm trying to get better at. So this is an analysis by what is the company? It is DR. So Blockchain Research Unit DR. They studied 3 blockchains that support dApp. So they studied EOS, Tron, and Ethereum to see what is the USD value of cryptocurrencies that are transacting across decentralized applications on these platforms. And what they found out was less than 2% of all money being traded on the blockchain for the use of smart contracts, for the use of dApps, for the use of decentralized applications was Ethereum. All right, which means 98% of all on-chain decentralized app usage is EOS and Tron. So, yeah, sorry. So this says 94%, but that doesn't seem quite right to me. I don't know if they got their math wrong or if I got my math wrong. You get the idea. It's discovered that dApps deployed on EOS and Tron are now responsible for 94% of all the US dollar value transacted across the 3 protocols. You can see the big staggering change here. So we have 2018, Ethereum just kind of leading the charge until July when EOS steps in. Then everything kind of drops down in August, but then you just see in September where everything changes, where EOS just now takes up 50%, and then October kills them, November kills them, Tron launches their decentralized applications, Tron starts killing it. Now Tron's just absolutely killing it. I mean, just look at the change, and look what's happened to Ethereum. King on the block, king on the block. No, wait, what, no, guys, let me sit at the big, no, guys. Nobody uses decentralized applications, man. Surprisingly, 55% of the traffic is coming from EOS and 36% is flowing through dApps deployed on Justin Sun's Tron network. Now, most of this is gambling, all right? Since its rocky inception last year, the EOS network has processed more than $5.5 billion worth of cryptocurrency, with 70% now attributed to its gambling-specific decentralized applications. Tron traffic is made up of a similarly startling amount of online casinos. DR noted that 95% of Tron traffic is gambling related. By comparison, Ethereum's gambling dApps now account for only 2% of the network's US dollar transactional volume. Dun, 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 dun. So we can see EOS dApps distribution by category. Gambling, 66%. Games, 10%. Exchanges and others, 24%. So what's actually happening on the EOS blockchain is only 24% transactional exchanges, 10% games, 66% gambling. If we look at Ethereum, 47% gambling, 28% games, blah, 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 blah. I think this is actually supposed to be EOS and Tron, perhaps. Instead of gambling, a lot of Ethereum traffic is made up of cryptocurrency trading on decentralized exchanges, but nobody uses those things, even though they probably should. But the technology just isn't there. The convenience isn't there. People are not going to go through that. You're not going to get mass adoption on those things. Not anytime in the near future, guys. Not because it needs to be made more user-friendly, guys. And it's coming. It will come. Okay. And then it goes on to tell you, like, hey, these things have been targets in the past. So I just thought that was really interesting that, again, overall, nobody uses dApps. Like, nobody uses dApps at all. And when they do use dApps, they're using them for money. So if you're going to if you're going to gamble on the blockchain, you might as well trade. My personal opinion. Moving on. Okay. So let's talk about the Swift R3 partnership. All right. So Swift announced that they are going to be having a partnership with R3. Okay. And this, of course, sparked, the idea that they are going to be using Ripple, XRP, the cryptocurrency XRP ZERP, for their interbank transactions. Swift obviously is the standard for international monetary settlements between banks, particularly. R3 owns Ripple, the company. It is a shell entity of R3. So R3 does other stuff besides Ripple. Besides the XRP token. And I do want to be honest, just because Swift is partnering with R3, that they'll likely go with R3. They're just doing testing right now, guys. They're just testing right now. They're just testing the Swift GPI network, okay? Doesn't mean that they're going to use XRP. There's still a lot of concerns about the fact that Ripple as a company holds a large majority of XRP tokens, makes it very hard for banks to kind of trust that system. It does not mean that XRP is going to be utilized in the fashion that everybody feels that it's going to be utilized in. R3 does have other avenues, other technologies that it implements. There's other stuff besides XRapid and XCurrent, guys. Okay, let's see here. So according to the announcement, Swift and R3 have developed a proof of concept that links Swift's GIP payments, I said GPI, pardon me, with R3's Corda platform to monitor payment flows, settle GPI payments to their bank, and receive credit confirmations. The group will publish the results of the trial in September. So what does that mean? It means XRP likely rise until September, until the news comes out that says, guys, we've come up with the decision. We've come up with the decision, guys. We've been trying XRP. We thought about it, and we've decided to go with I don't know. I'm trying to think of some like shitcoin. Help me out here. I don't know. We decided to go with Tron. I don't know. Whatever, guys. You get the point. And then Ripple will be like, no, and then we'll fall down. So, anyways, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just being an asshole. So obviously XRP bulls came out in force. So this is the tweet. This is Stuart XRP, but Swift CEO Gottfried Leibrandt said later today we are announcing integration with R3. Lots of and there is confirmation for this. This isn't just like random XRP tweets and rumors. Rekindling the Ripple rumor mill. Obviously, the last time everything kind of got super crazy, it's because R3 made this announcement with Ripple, and they were like, "Hey, if you turn this sideways, it looks like the Korean Peninsula." Jesus Christ, man, come on, dude. Swift CEO Gottfried Leibrandt appeared to heap praise on Ripple, at least to a greater extent than one would expect, stating, and I quote, "I think that the big part of Ripple's value proposition is the cryptocurrency ZERP." Leibrandt said, "There we do find the banks are hesitant to convert things into a cryptocurrency right now because of the volatility in the currencies." So he's stepping down in June after a 7-year tenure as CEO. So Ripple bulls should probably avoid hanging too many of their hopes on his single statement, affirming the importance of ZERP to Ripple's blockchain offerings. So we'll just keep our eyes on this, guys. Obviously, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, was at the panel where Swift and R3 made their announcement. Could there be a hint? Illuminati confirmed. We don't know. We don't know. There was no direct mention of Ripple or XRP, but it's not a huge leap to speculate that the proof of concept or a future trial could see Swift dabble in cryptocurrency settlement. In fact, it probably will. They definitely will experiment with it. I guarantee that. Following on that news right here, what made Ripple's XRP gain 9% against the US dollar in just 3 hours? So just shortly after the 8 o'clock UTC announcement, Ripple did go on a nice little pump right there. Brussels-based global banking giant Swift today announced that it would integrate R3's trade finance platform with its own global payments innovation solution, GPI. And this announcement was made at the Paris FinTech Forum. CEO Gottfried Leibrandt clarified that the platforms would merely explore potential interconnectivity between their cross-border payment solutions. He said, "We are announcing later today," this is the quote that blew up the internet, we are announcing later today a proof of concept with the R3 blockchain on a trade where you can initiate a payment on the trading platform and then it goes into GPI. So you can use the platform that R3 has developed. Does not mean that you're using XRP as the underlying asset to settle the exchanges. That's XRapid. And then their blockchain would just record the transactions initiated on their interface platform and tie into GPI for actual execution. Okay, it's a blockchain. It is a ledger. It records informational data. BitConnect coin. There we go. BitConnect coin. There we go. Sorry guys, we decided to go with BTT. We decided to go with BTT. Speaking of BTT, one of the BitTorrent developers said, guys, BitTorrent token is never going to work. I think it's going to be a flop, guys. Now, Librant did express his reservations about ZERP as a global asset to a cross-border payment network. He says the banks are going to remain hesitant to convert things into a cryptocurrency because of the volatility. Where have we heard that before? The biggest drawback of Ripple Labs, he said, is their reliance on XRP. Let's see here. Obviously, Matty Greenspan, senior market analyst with eToro, we've talked about him a lot in the past, says that, here we go, the blah, 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 blah. Okay, the analyst also noted that with Ripple Labs holding a majority of tokens, banks and investors would find it difficult to trust the project. And I quote, when they knock on the door of a bank, the bank says, tell us about it. They're going to say, why are you holding on to a majority? That will be a reservation, according to Matty Greenspan. So that really hasn't changed. All right, let's get into this. Cryptopia. Hacked again, dude. Like, why would you put your money on the exchange again? Hey, what's going on, Truce? It just blows my mind. Listen, again, as I said, Cryptopia was hacked for $16 million, 8 times the amount that Cryptopia reported that they got hacked for. 8 times the amount. All right. And you know, shout out to Elementus. It's the blockchain data science, firm that figured this out. I talked about this the last time I talked about this, guys. I was talking about how it just makes me angry. How basically Cryptopia lost control of their private keys. Like it was all in the report that we went over, and they just sat there absolutely helpless as the funds were taken from Ethereum wallets, moved on over to the hackers' private wallets. I mean, they were just powerless to stop it, completely powerless. And now what do we've got? So after the hackers make away with $16 million worth of crypto tokens, have struck again after a 15-day hiatus. I mean, Jesus God, man. Oh, Jesus. Here's the hacker's address. Let's go check it out. Obviously, there's no Ethereum in there anymore. But if we look at the value, yeah, we've just got ends. Let's look. Just a shit ton of micropayments to this wallet. Interesting. Yeah, and this just goes on and on and on and on and on. I'm wanting to see if I can see like a big whopping like $28 million something or something. But according, I guess he could have just done this. Just micropayment, 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 micropayment. Just take a little bit off the top. You know what I'm saying? Just like Office Space. They'll never notice. We're taking fractions of pennies. You mean like the pennies for the poor kids? Like from the Give It? No. Like, like the public pennies. It's all good, girl. Come on. Yeah, so anyways, that was about as exciting as watching paint melt. But yeah, so Cryptopia just hacked again, man. And one of the things that are interesting here, okay, let's see here. At the end of the day's haul, this is the recent hack, the funds were moved to this address, which had a balance of nearly 30,790 Ether by the time of writing. That amount of Ether is currently worth roughly $3.2 million. So after they got away with $16 million, 3.2 million. I mean, Jesus, for the love of God, dude. So as they wrote, initially it looked like Cryptopia might have been securing their funds, could have been the case, but by 9:50 p.m. this evening, it became obvious that this was the same hacker. At that time, the incoming transfer stopped and the funds were moved into the address below, one of the wallets used in the prior series of breaches. So pretty bold from this dude. He didn't even like change his wallet. He just used the exact same wallet. Nochi Boars, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube, man. Notable in all this is that funds continued to arrive from the free world. People willingly continued to make deposits on Cryptopia following the massive breach of the New Zealand exchange. Any Cryptopia user who has done so, these guys say, we would appreciate you if you just write us and let us know what the hell you're thinking. Remember, not your keys, not your coins. Not really. Cryptocurrency works by a different set of laws. Absolutely, man. So shout out to whoever wrote this article. Now, one of the employees of Elementus, the blockchain data science firm that actually did this report, says, well, it could be that it's just mining pools. Presumably, the payments are being sent on behalf of miners who opted to receive their rewards automatically via direct deposit, and I've just since forgotten about it. I don't know. Do you think that miners are just going to forget that they're depositing their funds on Cryptopia, and then they're going to see that Cryptopia got hacked, and they're not going to, I don't know, maybe change their direct deposit agreement? So I don't know. Illuminati confirmed, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, if you guys, Binance, BitMEX, Coinbase, Kraken, Bitfinex, Bittrex, Poloniex. That's it. That's it. That is it. If you tell me, hey man, like, what do you think of this coin on Cryptopia? I'm going to say, I don't know. Go ask somebody on Telegram. If you ask me, hey man, how much money should I put in for a pump and dump on KuCoin? I'm going to tell you, I don't know, man. Go talk to some scammer on Telegram. Like, that stuff is only, I mean, listen, I get it, guys. I get it. Like, let public service announcement time. Let's dim the lights. Let's talk about this. All right. Come closer. Let's have a conversation about making real money. There is nothing free in this world. If you do not put in the work, you will never have sustainable results from anything that you attempt to accomplish. Any get-rich-quick scheme, even if it produces material wealth for you, will burn you in the end. I guarantee you that. I am 31 years old. I have not, in my short time upon this foul earth, found anybody who has consistently been able to put in no effort, to rely on other people selling them false hopes, promises, dreams, wishes upon a star. Hey man, you just give me, 0.1 ether and I'll send you one whole ether back. I mean, it's that simple. Hey man, we're a pump and dump group, dude. I mean, you just buy when we tell you to, and you just try to sell real fast. I mean, it's simple. You just make like 2,000% in 5 minutes. It's all. What could go wrong? Everything can go wrong because you're powerless. If you want to make real money, develop a trading strategy. Hashtag join the Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group if you want help with that. Develop a trading strategy. Be disciplined about that strategy. Learn to manage your money and put in the research, effort, time, and discipline to become proficient in a skill. This, guys, trading. Let's talk about this for a second. Trading is a highly scalable skill. It is a skill set that you can apply to any market. So, cryptocurrency goes down, I'll go to Forex. Forex goes down, I'll go to stocks. Stocks goes down, I'll go to options. I'll go to equities, whatever. You can apply this to any market on any time frame, anywhere in the world. It teaches you psychology. It teaches you money management. It is a scalable skill set that, when perfected, allows you to essentially flip a switch and make money. Okay? I work from home. I get to spend time with my family. I enjoy my life. I have good friends. I have a good team. But it took me a long time to get here. Like, grinding, pain, suffering, discipline, late nights, sleepless nights, a lot of coffee. And that's why I deserve what I have now. I worked hard to get where I am. I really did. And if you're willing to put in that work, nothing will stop you if you set your mind to it. I know that sounds cheesy, but it really is true. The only people who lose are the people who give up. Okay? Scott, day off, 50 degrees below outside. We inside getting a haircut and sipping IPAs. Thanks, man. I wish. I'm here sipping coffee. And after I get done with this, I'm about to go spend another 8 hours working on my strategy. There's just so much to do with it. It's fascinating. I love doing it, man. All right, moving on. So there's that. This is old news, but Mimblewimble privacy coin Grin listed on KuCoin. There. And then the last thing that I did want to talk about is Fidelity is launching their Bitcoin custody solutions in Q1 2019. So this is coming out. In fact, I have money with Fidelity. They are the ones who actually manage my old 401k, which got rolled over into an IRA. So this will be interesting to see. Now, it's only available, as far as I understand, because I actually, this would have been like 4 months ago that I actually talked with my agent at Fidelity about this. Because I was asking him, because I'm that guy. Hey guys, when are you going to add Bitcoin? When are you guys going to add Bitcoin? Just, whatever. It's just a conversation to have. I think he had told me that it is only going to be available, not to accredited investors, but I think you have to have and this is coming from me, from a direct conversation I had with my Fidelity agent. I think you had to be something like an accredited investor. You had to have a certain net worth. Okay. So don't quote me on that again. It was about 4 months ago. I could be foggy on the details of the conversation, but yes. So as one of the, so Fidelity is, I think, the largest, most well-known mutual fund operator in the U.S. Fidelity works with more than 13,000 financial institutions. We talked about this last year, that they said they're going to push forward and have custodialship for cryptocurrencies. Now, there are some important things in this article that I want to talk about that are really key to understanding the market. So, Fidelity Investments CEO and Chairman Abigail Johnson said, quote, "Our goal is to make digitally native assets such as Bitcoin more accessible to investors. We expect to continue investing and experimenting over the long term with ways to make this emerging asset class easier for our clients to understand and use." Super cool. Thanks so much, Abigail. Now, earlier this week, they told Bloomberg that they're already working with a group of eligible clients to build a set of products that could efficiently handle the inflow of capital from traditional markets to cryptocurrencies. And in the months to come, Fidelity says that they will be actively engaging in discussions with their existing investors to strengthen the infrastructure supporting the asset class. We are currently serving a select set of eligible clients. As we continue to build our initial solutions over the next several months, we will thoughtfully engage with and prioritize prospective clients based on needs, jurisdiction, and other factors. Now, the really important thing down here says, price doesn't matter for institutions. For institutional investors, as VanEck crypto head Gabor Gurbax previously said, it is crucial that the cryptocurrency market is equipped with regulated, transparent, and well-structured investment vehicles. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. Especially to firms that hold trillions of dollars. Gurbax said that it is of less importance whether Bitcoin is valued at 10,000 or 3,000. Doesn't matter. He says large financial institutions are more focused on proper market structure than short-term price fluctuations. How do we properly value digital assets? How do we custody digital assets? Are there ETFs available with proper market and investor protections? Most large institutions do not really care if Bitcoin ends 2019 at 3,000 or 10,000. Okay, so Illuminati not confirmed. Doesn't mean we're going to be making new all-time highs in 2019. In fact, I doubt that we do, okay? Gearing up for 2020, we've got the halvening coming up, guys. As you guys know, historically, the year prior to the Bitcoin halvening is the best time to buy back in, right? It usually heralds the end of the bear market. And it doesn't matter if we go down another 50%, honestly, at this point, down to the 1,200, down to the $2,200 level. Again, I do have my low term price target at $2,331.36 TM. And we'll just see what happens when we approach those levels, guys. Again, it matters about the volatility or the capitulation that we see. We can see that violent capitulation, or we can just hang out here in the 3K range for 6 months and do absolutely nothing. And then you're just going to get people tapping out because they're like, I'm going back to equities. Alternatively, we can go on that nice relief rally to 5K, 5.5K, like right now, tomorrow. Check your watch. I'll see you there. And then we go back down to, then we fall back down and break support. So you don't know until it's going to happen, man. And I'm going to be lying to you if I say I have a crystal ball. All I know is if this, then that. I know what I'm going to do if this happens. But yeah, man, you know, this is going to help us avoid things like this Cryptopia stuff. This is going to help us with price discovery. And I do want you to think about this long term. All right. So how do these financial institutions manage to be so huge? Okay. In the words of Andreas Antonopoulos, what they do is they jigger up investment vehicles. Investment vehicles is the best word for it. And then they make those publicly available to the public. So they create an institution, and they take a straw, and they take that straw and they plunge it right into this pipeline of money flowing from the middle class to financial institutions, and then they just suck as hard as they can, right? That's why they don't care. Like, institutions do not care what the price of Bitcoin is right now. All right. It doesn't have to go to 2,300. It doesn't have to be this cheap for them to buy. They're not interested. I mean, really, the institutions that are, when the institutional investor comes in, when the institutions really come in and buy, and we put in the bottom, Canal Milionario, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube, man. When the institutions do come in and pick up the bottom, right? So when they buy, when the institutions act, we will know, because that will be the bottom. That's when they've got their limit orders on there for $500 million, and they get filled, and the market is not going any lower. The market is not going any lower. Liquidity has been tapped into, and the institutions have made their move, and we'll know. And then we just have to follow them with their movement, because we can't move the markets like that. They do. They do move the markets, all right? So the institutions are not looking at how cheap the price is necessarily. It doesn't work like that, right? I mean, it's more attractive for some of your asset managers and some of your professional traders, who do manage, millions of dollars at how low the price is, because they're looking to accumulate. But when you're talking about trillionaire firms, they don't give two rats' asses what the price is, because they're more concerned with being able to suck the lifeblood out of, for decades and decades and decades, out of marketable investment vehicles like ETFs, mutual funds, stock options, CDFs, all this stuff, options contracts, all the stuff that they can package up, trade between banks, interbank trading, market it to the public at a 50% markup, instant payments transferring all the way around, leveraged up, fees, hitting consumers, hitting retail traders for fees over and over and over again, kickbacks from the brokerages, kickbacks from the exchanges. It's a whole goddamn system, okay? And the institutions, that they're not thinking like that. The institution, like the trillionaire firms, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, Fidelity, they don't care what the price is. They don't care if it's 15,000 or 1,500, okay? What they're interested in is creating an investment vehicle that they can market to the public, and then slap them with fees over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for decades and decades and decades. Jesus Christ, how many messages did I just get, man? Okay, hey, thank you so much, Veyron. I appreciate it, man. I'm on someone's potentially, man. Thanks, Wally, bro. Good to see you in here, man. Your exchange disappeared. Okay, so let's oh, it's 1:38. All right, we'll just power through for another 22 minutes. Let me shoot. Don't have anything to drink in here. I'm parched. Hey, Jurgen, what's going on, man? It's the Illuminati. Stop exposing the text coming in live. All right, guys, so let's get back to the charts real quick, and we'll do that XLM BNB follow-up. And let's actually go down to, let's just go down to the 30-minute chart on XBT and see if we see anything interesting. Okay, a little bit of a short-term pullback. little bit of a short-term pullback. Let's get that 30-minute chart on and see what we're looking at. All right, so 30 minutes, we've got this area, pretty much all the areas of support. Here's the key things that I'm looking at for here. Here we got the 30-minute chart. And actually, let's just zoom out and go to the 4 hour. So we're being logically consistent. We had this descending trend line right here that descended down into that support level at 33.80, all right, on XBT. Price poked its head down below there and is now breaking back up, right? So 4 hour 21 exponential moving average coming into that, coming into your more significant resistance areas right now. However, we do have this LVN right here. Now we're closing kind of into that area, but the first pass through right here, the first test of that 4 hour 21 EMA did get a rejection from it, which I did expect to see. You do not expect breakout on your first pass through, okay? I've had a couple, we've had about 24 hours of nice bullishness here. We've got a nice daily bullish candle here, the last 24 hours. And now we're getting a little bit of a pullback. So what is key in my mind is does the 4 hour stay above this descending trend line? And maybe even more importantly, you can see where you actually have that horizontal level of confluence here with the HVN here, that around 34.13. Okay, so that's kind of a key area in my mind. Does the 4 hour, which is so in donations, Wally, dude. Hey, thanks so much for the $5, brother. He says, buy yourself some good tea. Volatility. Hey, man. My friend, we got to talk in the DM, man. So when you get a chance, hit me up. I'd love to kind of scrape your brain for some wisdom and knowledge, man. Especially because what I'm actively working on, I think, is right up your alley. So let's see here. But thank you so much for the donation, man. I highly appreciate it, man. You're one of the good ones. Never forget that. All right, man. So does the 4 hour hold 34.13? Right around that range. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see that descending trend line, which acted as support right here. You can see that we did not want to close below it. We wicked way down below it. But then eventually the bulls gave us a little bit of further capitulation. We got this nice stop loss hunt and then a little bit of propel. So whether this is going to be a suckers rally or an actual relief rally back up to here to significant resistance and a blow through of the LVN right here is going to depend really for me on whether we, yeah, that's a good one. It is nice. Whether we close the 4 hour at least above that 34.13 mark. You can be a little bit more lenient with it and do expect an intraday wick down. I'm not saying to set a hard stop there. I'm just saying for me, one of the key factors that I like to look at is when I'm looking at key levels of horizontals, does the 4 hour respect those levels? 30 minutes, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, they're not going to respect those levels, but the big ones, because that's what the higher term programs are watching. Chiwetna. And then if we can go to the 4 hour above our 21 EMA, so our 21 EMA is coming in right now at 34.40. If we can close the 4 hour above 34.40, then I'm pretty confident that we're going to come up here and test 35.36. Might take a little bit of profit at 3,500. We've got some confluence there with our 55 EMA and kind of this lower level of closing 4 hour resistance right there. And that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of where our value area really starts right there with your key level of resistance coming in there at 35.37. So my personal strategy right now is I've got my nice little trailing stop. This might actually execute. So I might get kicked out of my position in profit right here. Or again, like as I said, actually, no. So I'm sorry. Not even really in profit on my personal XBT long. So my stop loss is still down here below profit because of where I entered. Because I was late to the party. So worst case scenario, we do get that close below like that $34.13, $3,400 level. I'll take the L. My Ethereum long position, which is in profit right now, about 2%, that will help mitigate that a little bit. And kind of looking for that exact same thing with Ethereum here. When we go to the higher time frames right here, let's look at Ethereum. Yeah, so Ethereum, I'm looking for this level to hold right here. So we have this level of consolidation. I don't know what's going on with my mouse, man. So we had this level of consolidation right here forming the symmetrical pattern, which we broke to the upside on. So now I would expect to see this resistance do an SR flip into support. So let's delete this line. So the level I want to see for Ethereum to hold is $105. If we can hold $105 on the 4 hour closing basis, then I'll feel fairly confident that we're going to go back up here for, where's our resistance coming in at? Well, our significant resistance is coming in at that 116.34, 115.80. So around that 115, the higher 115s, the lower 116 levels right there. That's our point of control and the median of the previous breakdown zone right here. Let's throw on our 4 hour EMAs and see where we got a little bit of resistance coming in prior to that. Yeah, so exact same thing that we just saw right here. Ethereum actually a little bit more bullish, breaking above the 21 EMA. So now we might actually even watch for that to hold as well. So the next place that we've got coming up before we do hit our volume profile level of resistance is, we've got confluence here at 111. Which isn't too high above us. But we do have that, as you can see, the LVN is very shallow. The volume profile is very shallow right here. And really that's where it starts picking up. You can see we've got a little bit of a bump right there, a little bit more right here, and it doesn't get really significant until 116. So I think I'd prefer to take the risk and shoot for that higher target, honestly. It's also where you've got your hundreds coming in, which are more significant than your 55. But as you can see, we have been governed. The 4-hour chart has been governed by the 55 here since, since we broke through the 55. I mean, these are significant levels, guys. Anybody who tells you that moving averages don't work is crazy. They're crazy. They are very important. Many bots, many algorithms, many traders watch them, and I do too, man. Look how well Ethereum respects the 55 while we're bullish. And then the second we close below the 55, we go into total bear mode. All right, and then we're unable to get above the 55. We're unable to get above the 55. So keep that in mind. I think if you wanted to play the trend, for the smartest move, you'd actually probably be looking to take profits here at that 111 and put on your shorts. Is the smartest thing to do. I'm gonna remain a little bullishly optimistic. I'm gonna take a long position on XRP, on ZERP. I'm not gonna open it up right now. Again, as I talked about, I'm gonna wait to see after such a big period of high volatility. I do expect to see a little bit of a pullback, or if we go just a little bit higher, that's cool. Whatever. It will come back down. It will come back down to retest the SR flip, and I'll have plenty of time to get in. It's cool, man. A little bit late to the party. That's cool. I'll play the premium for. I will pay the premium on price to not have anxiety. If you just buy and sell the 10 SMA versus 21 EMA cross, you will make profits. Yes, you will. All right, guys. So there's Ripple. Now let's follow up with BNB. And we'll look at XLM. All right, so daily chart for BNB. What's going on? What did I talk about yesterday during the stream? I said BNB putting in this daily Darth Maul candle, this indecision doji candle right now. And what I was worried about was this previous support level that we had talked about right here. So price consolidated at this level, broke above. You can see we have previous resistance here, here, and here. So this is also forming a significant area. If we look at the volume profile, we can see the confluence there. Unfortunately, what I talked about yesterday, my fears were confirmed that this support did flip the other direction now that we've broke down below it. We did have an SR flip to the negative. We did have support, what should have been support, get broken through and turn into resistance, and now we've rejected from there. We did find support right there on our 21 daily EMA. Unfortunately, hold on a second. Let's 55, 800s, and our 200s. Sorry. Unfortunately, did not hold through, right? So now, I mean, listen, guys, I've got to be more speculative. The next level of support that I've got coming in is going to be that 50% retracement of a bullish movement. As I said, when you have a parabolic movement, you often retrace 50%. We've got confluence there with our daily 55 EMA. You've got your hundreds creeping up. You've got your 200s creeping up. A lot of support in this region right here. And the first place I'd look to take a stab is that 50, especially because, look, previous resistance, 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 banana, 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 banana. And so, and that's also an HVN right here. You do have, I will be honest with you, you have more significant support down here at the 618. That's where your hundreds and 200s are really located right now. Kind of in this cluster of your 100 and 200 daily exponential moving averages right here, in between your 618 and your 786. But that's the point of control right here for the daily BNB. And that's coming in around 15,136 Satoshis. So first level to speculatively pick up a trade is going to be waiting for price to get a little bounce off 16,398. And we'll reevaluate when we get to that level. If that level does not hold, then we'll be looking to enter around 0015136, of course, depending upon the nature of how price approaches that level. But out of BNB for the moment in time, it looked like it was going to be a promising breakout, but unfortunately it just did not happen for us, and these things happen. Now, moving into XLM. My opinion on XLM has not changed drastically. Just because it's massively oversold does not necessarily mean that I want to buy. Let's go ahead and scroll in right here. Why? Because we have broken down below all levels of support. Just because we're significantly oversold does not necessarily mean that I do want to buy. Now, the daily Fisher is giving us the bullish crossover in oversold territory. And I will be honest, the last time that we were oversold, we actually have never been oversold this much on BNB. The last times that we were below 2 standard deviations to the downside, price did reverse every time. And as I've said, honestly, XLM is a strong coin. I like the project, and we are in an attractive area of price. But I do not feel like getting my face melted off by trying to catch a knife on something that I have no idea how far this baby is going to go, guys. Listen, I mean, it sucks to say, but here's the thing. When you put in a bottom, here's what I want to see. I want to see the bottom be put in, and I want to see the daily trade above, or at least close above, the open or the high of the previous bearish candle that marked the bottom. Then I will tentatively be like, okay, maybe the bottom's it. If you really want to be honest, guys, I would really, honestly, really prefer to see price get back up to here. I'd like to see price get back up to the point of control. Point of control coming in at 3,079 sats. My resistance level, starting the value area right here, coming in at 29.65. I would feel very comfortable taking a long position on a daily close above that level. Knife catch right now, I mean, you can attempt to take it if you want, but it's just probably not a trade that I'm going to be putting on. I got traders that I work with in the CC group that do like to be a little bit more knife catchy than me, and maybe they'll put that trade on, but it doesn't look good to me, man. Next level of support that we have coming in, if this LVN actualizes, if this does not do anything for us, you can see that we have bottomed in this area before, but that was back in March of 2018. Unfortunately, we just have this massive LVN below us, right? And that's positing a potential 30% drop down here to around 1582 sats, guys. That's the next level of support if this doesn't hold. So until I see a little bit of like consistent bullish reversal, maybe some accumulation down in the zone, or at least somewhat of a strong V bottom, I'm not going to catch that knife, man. I'm not going to catch that knife. And I wish I could, man. But it's cool because, listen, once we get back above this level, close the daily above the 20, close the daily above the 55, get these EMAs curling up a little bit, just a little bit. It's going to take a while, but getting those EMAs to curl up a little bit, maybe it takes us some time to get back up here. But then we've got kind of a bullish scenario, and the R to R is good there. The R to R is quite good. We've got potential up there, just if we retest the range highs of, 40 to 50% profit, guys. And you can manage your risk with about 10%. If you're looking at 50 to 60% profit and you're not using a 10% stop loss on an altcoin, don't know what you're doing, man. They're too volatile for directional trades. Just gonna set it. Here. Let me tell you guys, the worst thing that I hear. Yeah, man. I'm just gonna set a tight stop on this altcoin. Yep, and it stopped. I don't know what you're doing, man. All right, let's check in with, we'll check in right here with active positions. Let's see here. Ooh, so close. So actively trading mainframe right now at this point in time. Let's see here. Actively trading Zilliqua. Looking at the daily, got this nice little bit of support from the the 200 exponential and resistance from the 200 simple. Interesting. I don't know what this is doing here. Okay, that's like a short term. That must have been a short term time frame. Always be looking at the daily. Everything's still quite bullish on Zilliqua right now. Holding the upper volume profile right here. Nice wicks to the downside right here. Holding the support level right here. Really need to see that close below the 200 exponential before I exit the trade. So everything's going very well on Zilliqua for us. And Key. Also trading Key. All right, Key getting resistance from the 100 simples right here. Everything's still bullish. Everything's still sloping up, still holding support, putting in that little bit of a blow off top. We'll see if we can hold support right here. But again, taking the risk, taking the chance, guys. The risk to reward is good, is great. What else am I looking at entering in? I didn't get a chance to enter into this because I haven't looked at it for a couple days. Let's see how it's doing. KNC. We talked about this on the stream the other day. I believe it was for you, Wally. Looking at, did somebody just do something? Okay, never mind. What, Twitch is just now magically working? Yeah, guys, Twitch is just magically working, guys. That is crazy. All right. Looking at KNC on the daily. Not oversold yet on the Fisher. Not oversold yet on the Fisher. We're not there yet, unfortunately. Okay. Just got to wait. So what did I say? We could be looking at a potential entry. If we do end up closing this daily above here, we could be looking at a potential short-term intraday trade or maybe a 2-day trade. Back up here to test the 21 exponential. Looks like a 7%. And let's see where we'd be managing our risk if we do close at our high. Let's say we close at our high, be managing risk at, no, I'd have to manage risk here. So that's about a 3% loss. For a 7% gain, I'd be willing to take that. And then looking at getting it back above that support level for some of these upside targets. I do still like KNC. Do still like KNC. And above the stop loss level that we had set. So again, careful guys, not trying to get anybody wrecked. But you got to make money. You got to invest money to make money. Adjust your positions as accordingly. Yay, KNC! Hey, you're welcome, Dice. No problem, man. Ethos. Let's just look at some coins. Ethos looks like it could be a buy. Parabolic movement looks about to be a 618 Fibonacci retrace, holding the 55 daily. You've got resistance levels above you, so likely take profits around 48.38 and 58.93. It's also where you got your 100x or your 200 exponential coming in right there. But yeah, this doesn't look too bad. I mean, you've got your, again, remember this is a very new chart. But you got your 55s coming in here. You're actually holding your 21. You're holding your 100 exponential right here, or excuse me, your 100 simple right here. So. And actually about to get the golden cross, your 55 and your 100 right there. So interessant. Let's look at Qtum. Qtum, baby, Qtum. I'm not going to take a trade on Qtum until we get back above the resistance level. A little bit of a higher high though, man, but it'll be a little speculative. MDA, that's the one I want to keep my eyes on. Yeah, man, MDA really kind of irked me. Because we had this nice little breakout of the long-term descending weekly trend line right here. And then just absolute rejection. Of course, the whole market just kind of tanked and took a move down, took a leg down. But look, we're holding that supportive trend line just quite beautifully, man, quite beautifully. The EMA's not giving us really the bullishness that we want to see, but we're just kind of right on that cusp, man. Got that nice ascending pattern. So I think MDA could still be good, man. Looking at a potential reentry on that bad boy. Other stuff I've got my eyes on are things like Storm. Storm's still in that nice tight consolidation range right here. All the EMAs are bullish and everything's kind of curling down, but price is tightening up, putting in some very nice price contraction. If we actually do look at volume by time, we do see some significant volume spikes right here. And again, remember, without a significant change in volume or sentiment, the underlying trend is unlikely to change. I don't know what you guys think. Moving kind of sideways. So this is kind of a pump and dumpy coin, I'm not going to lie, but not bad for intraday scalping, guys. The volatility is good. And then kind of the thing that I've got my eyes on for somewhat to the midterm is going to be something like Komodo. I think Komodo's got some nice potential. We've had quite a bit of price contraction, quite a bit of accumulation right here. I think we might be potentially about to do something here. So keep you guys updated. Oh, any thoughts on SNT? Yeah, man. Let's check it out. Yeah, I actually kind of like S&T too, man. I got to add this one to the watch list. I did have this one on my radar for a while, but I haven't actually looked at it for a few days. Actually, for like a week or so. So let's see what we're doing. Okay, yeah. So actually, this looks just like, what do we just look at this? BQX, Ethos? This looks like, just looks identical, doesn't it? I mean, seriously. Look, here's Ethos. All right. Here's S&T. Oh, it just looks, it's the same chart. Yeah, man, looks good. Looks good. You know, holding that daily support. You're still holding the ascending trend line right there. Pulled all the way back down to your 55 EMA. You're respecting your 55 EMA. You're respecting your 100 simple. You've got your 200s curling down. You've got your slows curl or your fasts curling down as well, man. So most likely to get a little bit of consolidation at this level. Again, you are at the daily point of control as well. But as long as you hold this level, it looks pretty good. This looks like it's also most likely a 50 or a 618. I'm going to say a 618 off the top of my head. Yeah, 618. Perfect. I mean, perfect 618 Fibonacci retracement, guys. Fibonacci strategy, you buy the 618, you target the 236, guys. So that is telling you that you got potentially a 24-25% trade on your hands right here. And we'll see how that baby develops because you are right at that consolidation level. Previous resistance, volume node, the high volume node, the point of control right there, your 55 exponential, your 100 exponential, your 100 simple a little bit below you. So you know what I do? I would set some cheeky buys at 522. See if I can't catch an intraday wick down to that 100 simple. Maybe I'd buy about 10% right here. And I'd put my stop loss. Oh, well, what's my risk to reward? Because really, where do I want my stop loss? I want my stop loss to be a daily close below this level right here. So a daily close below 547, I'd probably be out of the trade. But we'll see. That's cutting it pretty tight. I do know that. Hey, you guys are awesome, man. Thanks so much for the likes. I highly appreciate it, man. Unfortunately, it is 2 o'clock in the evening, man, which means it's time for me to go, guys. I've got stuff to do. I've got trades to make. I've got bots to work on. I've got scripts to write. And actually, right now, I've got to go eat some lunch. Ooh, yeah, buddy. Lunch. What am I going to have today? I don't know. Whatever's in the fridge. All right, guys. You guys have been fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much for spending your time, your afternoon with me, as we do every day. Regular end of the show stuff, guys. Announcements. We are going to be doing, starting Friday at noon, a 2-week contest. And this 2-week contest will be for 3, count them, 3 lucky winners will receive 1 month of access to the premium trading group, the Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group. 3 lucky winners, each will receive 1 month. Now, this contest is available to current subscribers. So if you guys want to participate, earn some free time on your subscriptions, you're more than welcome to. This is open and available to anybody. In fact, the way that we have it set up is you're going to go to our website. You can log in to the application on our website using any of your social media accounts, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, whatever. You can log in using those, Discord, and you get points, you get entries in the competition for, you know, verifying that you've joined our Discord server, for verifying that you're a subscriber on YouTube, for verifying that you follow on Twitch. You get bonus points for being a subscriber on Twitch. You get bonus points for following us on Twitter, things like that, things of those nature. And then you can even virally share a referral link that it will give you to a friend of yours, and you get bonus points if your friend signs up. So if your friends do stuff, if your friends like and subscribe and you referred them, you get bonus points. Now, the winner is randomly drawn by AI, so the computer randomly picks a winner, but if you have, you know, for every entry that you have another name in the hat. So the more names in the hat that you have, the better your chances of being randomly picked. So looking forward to that competition. I want to welcome and thank anybody who's going to win that in the future. So that's competition number 1. Starting for the entire month of February, and I'm pretty sure this is correct. I got to get this figured out, and I'm not going to announce it yet, or who, or why, or how. But we're going to be giving away 5 masternodes with one of our partner projects, guys. 5 masternodes to 5 lucky winners. All right, 5 masternodes. We're going to be giving away 5 masternodes of a partner coin. We're going to do a competition the exact same way. It's going to run the entire month of February. So we'll be announcing that on the 2nd of February. We'll announce our competition on the 1st of February. I believe we'll announce that competition on the 2nd of February. Our competition for the Premium Trading Group will run for 2 weeks, and then we'll draw the winners. That competition will run until the end of the month. All right, we'll do it the exact same way. 5 lucky winners will each win 1 masternode. All right. Lunar. Quick look at the good old Lunar. Oh my God, it looks exactly like Ethos. It looks exactly like what we were just looking at, S&T. All right, so this one fell back to the 736. You target the 382. That's a 50% trade. I'd be a little bit more speculative about this. I'd probably just target your 50% right here. You got your 200 simple coming in right there. Yeah, you're right at your previous breakout zone right here. Looks like a buy, man. I mean, you got to take the chance. You know, you've had that up, down, breakout zone right here, finding some support right here. Let's see if we can get that nice little push back up, guys. And I'd manage risk on a daily close for this one. I'd manage a daily close right here, a daily close below here, because that's where the volume profile falls off. Or you can just be a little bit more ballsy and just look to accumulate in this entire range. Just, you know, understand the position sizing that you're working with, because you're talking about a 20%. You're talking about a 20% range. And if you do that, if you're looking to accumulate at the point of control, then you've got to set your stop down here, and it can get messy if your first fill is up here. I'd prefer to take a stab here, stop loss here, take a stab here, stop loss here. It gives me much better R to R, honestly. Okay, so competitions we're going to be doing. Okay, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an episode. I'm here every day breaking down the markets and explaining the trades and setups and disciplines and strategies and blah, 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 and my random crazy thoughts about the markets and life in general. Highly appreciate it if you guys head on over to twitch.tv/crackingcrypto. Give us a follow, give us a subscription over there. We highly appreciate it. Helps keep the lights on. If you also want to support the show in a monetary fashion and help keep the lights on around here, you can hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/crackingcrypto, or head over to crackingcryptocurrency.com/merch and pick up a t-shirt or hoodie or something like that if you want to keep yourselves warm in the cold bear market. I know this is going to sound really, really shilly, but seriously, guys, I'm really impressed with the quality of the material. You just got the fleece hoodie in. It's nice. It's nice. It is nice. It's over 9,000. And of course, there is the world famous Cracking Cryptocurrency HODL mug, which will make you 85% more successful in your trades if you do drink your daily coffee out of it. So I've been told, scientists say. 9 out of 10 dentists do agree. Now, if you would like to, on a separate note, if you would like to improve your trading skills, if 2018 was a rough year for you, if you realize that, hey, man, maybe you're just not cut out for this life. If you need to learn and grow, and as Wally says, if you want to learn, earn, and don't get burned, then consider joining the Cracking Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group. You will get access to, not just mine, but the other traders and analysts for Cracking Cryptocurrency. You get access to all our trade setups, full justifications, our charting. You get access to our custom indicators, scripts, strategies. More of that will be coming out in the future, as well as our automated programs, automated trading platform. You'll get access to human curated news, access to our database library, which is stocked full of webinars, seminars, courses, PDFs, everything that you need to supplement your information and knowledge to become a more profitable trader. You also get access to the team's private webinar series, which is designed to teach you to become a profitable trader from scratch and teach you all the fundamental basics that you need, slowly starting it with fundamental basics, moving into technical analysis, which is what our next modules will be about, and then finally moving into execution and automation. You also get a one-on-one mentorship and, of course, access to the hidden Discord, the members lounge, chat room, and the VIP day trading voice chat scene. Okay, guys, you guys have been fantastic, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. You guys have been fantastic and awesome. Hopefully, today's show has helped crack a cryptocurrency for you. Of course, my name is Justin Wise, lead analyst, senior mentor at crackingcryptocurrency.com. And as always, guys, trade safely.